My main focus is working with moms with postpartum. So that's, my specialty area is the perinatal population. I really enjoy that population, not only because I have experience working with them, but then also my lived experience. I'm a mom myself. And, I had my own journey, and I always, kind of, when I ask clients how they found me, they'll say like they saw that I have that experience being a mom and being in the medical setting. So I do, let them know that, they're not alone in this, because I truly understand what they feel, because I've felt it myself. And I always say I strive to be the type of therapist that I needed at that time. In that first session, I start where the client is. So I tell them, if you're not comfortable with talking about everything right now, that's okay. We start with where you're comfortable. And a lot of clients feel that with some of the prompting questions I ask, they are comfortable opening up about things, but sometimes they're not, and that's okay. So I say, that's where you don't have to have everything figured out in that first session. We'll work through this together.
Right.
And, for me, most importantly in that first session is just understanding who they are as a person. And I think that's really helpful in really building that therapeutic relationship, because again, I don't expect anyone to come into the first session ready. Some people, this is their first time in therapy. Maybe they've had therapy before, but they just didn't click with the other therapists. So for me, it's really important about, building that relationship and making them feel really comfortable.
Very cool.
Helping them understand that just because they became a mom doesn't mean they have to give up who they were as a person before becoming a mother.
Right.
So really focusing on those strengths of what makes them, who they are as a person, not just as being a great mom or being a great partner, but, those things that they really valued before this transition, So maybe, I have clients that, they had a certain hobby, so we'll focus on that hobby and how they can integrate that into their life now. Or, even if they have older kids, and, how can you integrate doing things together and seeing it as more of a positive experience? Always going to be some form of trauma, because, even if everything works out medically, you're still going through a huge shift in your body, whether you've had the best OB team or you've had a terrible experience, there's still always going to be that hormonal shift. And I think that's the hardest part to get through, because it's what you don't really get told about. I think you expect the sleepless nights, you expect that things are going to change, but you don't expect how much healing your body needs.